Yes.
Johan.
Yeah, you sound like the very devil. You sound like you're dying.
No, I'm okay. I'm going to pull through.
You're going to make it.
It's the season.
Yeah.
This part of the world, it's winter.
It's winter.
That's why we dress like
At
this.
least it's not raining like in the Cape.
No, yeah. Flooding in the Cape and stuff.
And you're on holiday.
Yeah, it's school holiday. I'm on holiday. Yeah.
I'm also on holiday. This is how I dress when I'm on holiday.
It's your step outs.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah, we haven't spoken in a while.
yeah, we've skipped a week and a bit.
Yeah.
But there's less and less to talk about. Of course, there was the Currie Cup final, won by the Cheetahs. Good game, lots of emotion. Ruan Pienaar.
There's a Toulouse. Was it Toulouse who won the
Top
Toulouse
14.
won the top 14. Beat
Yeah.
La Rochelle in the final.
Okay, other way around.
Yeah.
And even talk of Ruan Pienaar being backup fly-off and
For the Springboks.
Springboks. And there was a poll that said Robert de Pre should be the next guy rather than Elton Jantjies, and all that sort of interesting topics. And the Crusaders winning how many?
And winning another
Super Rugby titles for
it's
the
a
new
little bit boring. I feel sorry for the
fullback coach.
Chiefs.
Yeah. Anton Leonard's been cited.
Yeah.
He's
So he's
going to
missing the
miss
game
most
against
of the Rugby
Springboks.
Championship, missing the game against the Springboks.
I saw that tackle.
Yeah, I
was
don't know how did they miss that in the game.
No, they saw it. Well, the ref missed it, and then they called it.
Yeah.
He had to come off. They gave him a yellow,
Yeah,
and it wasn't. I don't think it wasn't upgraded to a red. So yeah, but that is a definite. I mean, it was body slam and his face slammed into the guy's face.
Yeah, and that's always red.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, so we thought we'd have a chat, like an interim chat,
Yeah.
Rugby World Cup update chat,
Yes.
sort of.
Yeah, it's how many days till the Rugby
It's
Championship?
like we're looking at the Rugby Championship.
yeah,
starting
it's
next week
11
Saturday.
days,
Yeah.
more or less. Yeah.
But yeah, just in international news, we thought we'd chat about Jonathan Sexton's sighting.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a sighting. What is it? It's a
a disciplinary hearing
Yeah.
type thing, which might lead to a ban.
because he swore at Jaco Paper. In that sense, I would have many
Yeah.
times. I should be going for that because I've sworn at him many times through the television.
Yes.
Yeah, apparently he called him a disgrace and
Yeah.
that sort of thing, which is
Yeah.
pretty harmless.
Is it the first time something like this has happened? I think with cameras and with lip reading and stuff, when the camera is right in your face while you are saying what you are saying, World Rugby feels like they need to act.
Yeah,
If it's somewhere in a tunnel and it's one guy's word against the other guy, then they let it go.
yeah.
So it's a case of that he was caught red-handed, and there were definitely other swear words, other words than
Yeah,
calling
no, I
him a
was
disgrace.
paraphrasing.
Yes. Okay.
But I think the big thing there is that he's possibly getting a 12-week ban.
Sure.
Possibly, that's what
Yeah.
the sentence could be. And if I understood what they've been saying correctly, is it's not necessarily like 12 weeks from today. It's like 12 like game weekends ban.
So
that's
12 active match weekends.
It could be.
Sure.
Which
Look, I mean, his place in the World Cup is in doubt in any case.
do you think so?
Because of
Injury?
injuries,
Yeah.
because of the length of time that he's able to play, the amount of matches that he is able to play in a row, I think makes it difficult.
And maybe he's becoming like a little bit of a negative force for
Yeah.
Ireland. Like they've got such good backup fly-offs that maybe he's becoming a little bit too big for the game or something. But he's almost. I mean, I don't want to. Like there are probably some big Sexton fans, but I don't think he's that good a player that he can be bigger than the game in Ireland.
No, you have to think that he might be a little bit arrogant.
It seems a little bit.
Yeah. From our perspective, like I say, people might shed some light on that. Because he wasn't involved in that match. He was sort of, the injured guy who helps with the water and stuff. And we afterwards said that we didn't really see blatant howlers in the game. There wasn't huge articles written about the ref after the game. Most of the articles was about his behaviour.
Yeah, it just seemed like La Rochelle played pretty well in the second half. That's how it seemed. But
yeah,
we aren't looking at.
No, we were very objective in our view of
Yeah.
the game. I mean, if you dissect everything that's done against Leinster, you'll find faults, I suppose.
Anyway, so that'll be.
Just quickly while we're on that,
Mm.
I just want to touch on because we're watching quite a bit of URC. I've been impressed with Zach Crowley. Is it Zach Crowley? I'm thinking about the cricket player now. Jack Crowley, the Munster fly-half.
Munster fly-half, yeah.
The Munster fly-half, Jack Crowley impressed me a little bit more than Ross Byrne actually in the last bit of the URC.
Well, he was playing behind an amazing monster pack.
Yes.
Monster pack.
Yeah. So that's going to be an interesting thing for them to sort out because they have so much depth.
Yeah.
At fly-half.
Speaking of a Munster pack, we're very excited about the addition of Jean Kleyn and R.G. Snyman from Munster.
Yes.
Two
Munster locks. Yeah, interesting, eh?
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Look, I didn't take note of Jean Kleyn before he went to Ireland so much because he was at Province and he was young, and young locks don't make as much of a statement.
Yeah.
But he seems to be a decent lock. I mean, if you watched him over this URC, he seems decent. He seems solid. He seems mean. Seems aggressive, strong.
He'll be a squad player if he's included in the Rugby World Cup squad. But for me, two things can come out of that. That whoever's place he takes, that might irritate some of the locks that are currently in the system. If you know what I mean, with the whole debate around Owen Franks being left out of the World Cup squad for the All Blacks and that sort of thing. The guys might think that he was never one of the next guy in line to come into the system, and now he just comes out of the blue.
Yeah.
And it might leave a few guys who are in the squad a little bit irritated with Rassie, which is something that you don't want.
Yeah.
Or, on the other side, it could be absolute genius to get information about Irish rugby.
I saw that, I think it's On the Ball or something, is a podcast in Ireland, I think it is. And they did discuss that aspect, and they were like, well, he won't really know the Irish calls, coming from Munster, but maybe he's
But he hasn't been in the mix for quite a while now. He only played a few tests for Ireland,
But maybe he'll have some insight into some nuances and So, but if
I was one of the guys at the South African unions, I would be quite irritated.
Yeah.
And if I was a lock partner of that guy, say at Province or whatever, I would be irritated with the fact that someone has been brought from playing for another country into South African rugby. The first time this has ever happened.
Yeah.
And I feel I've been working my butt off, and I'm not being considered like a Ruan Orkia or someone like that. But other than that, it could be genius. No.
It could be, but I think that what I would say against that, someone feeling entitled to be in the Springbok team ahead of him is that has Jean Kleyn. I mean, we knew he was playing.
Yeah.
But were people like, wow, look at this guy?
No, that's what I'm thinking.
So it wasn't.
Yeah, that's why I'm thinking a Leinster guy, Jason Jenkins. He should be quite irritated because he also plays in Ireland. He's also Leinster, in the system. He's also probably buddies with some of the locks that are in the Irish system. Spoken to them in the dressing room and all that sort of thing. A guy like Stefan Levis, who has played top level English Premiership rugby for quite a while, those guys will be annoyed because it's exactly like you say. It's not. We're not talking about a Jasper Wisse who's playing overseas and has jumped out and smashing everyone and everything, and you physically can't leave this guy out of the system.
Yeah.
He's just a decent, solid lock, as far as we are concerned.
Which is a nice thing to have.
No, it's definitely, he's got all the right attributes, size and physicality and all that sort of stuff.
By that same token, maybe R.G. Snyman as well. Maybe some eyebrows would have been raised because he came towards like the second half of the season, and he was sort of he had a concussion issue. So, I mean, he didn't even play full games.
Yeah, I think he's the only concern with him would be how fit he really is. His talent is absolutely.
But there is talent. Yeah, that's the thing.
No, he's an absolute. He has the potential to be one of the best in the world.
The short moments he was on the game, he was in the games that we saw. He added some very nice touches.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Speaking of foreign internationals coming into the national team, there's obviously a lot of press about the Tongan and Samoan World Cup squads.
Yeah.
Containing, All Blacks and Wallabies.
Yes.
The Tongans.
The last thing we need.
That's the last thing we need. I mean, suddenly it's really the pool of death.
A backline containing Malachi Fekitoa, Charles Pietau, Israel Folau.
Fekitoa, who I thought had an outstanding season with Munster. Really, I mean, if you think about that final against the Stormers, where he's so strong.
Yeah. Adam Coleman, the former Australian lock coming in. Look, it's great for those nations. They would have liked to have kept those players from the start. They're always going to lose those players. And that's why they made this rule, this law that we are using now.
Yeah.
Which makes you think maybe one day, when maybe Duan van der Merwe can come back to Springbok rugby or something like that.
Yeah, imagine.
Maybe we won't ever want to, but maybe we can convince him to. You never know. But it's just going to make it tougher for us, and not just from the possibility of losing the game, from our selection point of view, because these are games where we would have picked a solid B team, the Springboks in the World Cup, and now we're going to have to think twice. And secondly, from an injury perspective, because they always have these huge players, and now they've got quality with it, which is going to make the selection way more difficult.
But it's fair, fair play.
Yeah,
they're Tongan and they should play for them. And
yes,
I hope they don't beat us, but it would be interesting to see if they could beat Scotland or some of the other teams.
They might cause an upset somewhere. I don't know if they will have the ability to just gel everything so quickly. I still believe the basis of rugby, to get quality ball to those guys, sits in the tight five. But that's just the last thing that the Springboks and the other teams everywhere in the World Cup would have wanted. Yeah, because there are a few names in Samoa
as well. I saw Christian Lealiafano.
Yes, and another fly-half. I can't remember the other guy.
It was Sapuanga.
Yeah,
and he was very good. Around before the 2015 World Cup, he was playing for the All Blacks in that.
Yes,
very good fly-half.
Yeah, I think Lealiafano would have been picked for Australia if it was at his peak. Yeah, because they could pick him, but the All Blacks obviously can't pick Sapuanga because he's playing somewhere in Europe.
Yeah, he's gone overseas.
That's going to make it interesting.
I think it's great.
It is great. Yeah, because you always want those nations to do so well.
Yeah, but we're going to play the Tongans. I hate that, but.
If you look at the under-20s, where Fiji lost to Australia, Australia got a red card, but they lost by a point, or something like that. It was very, very close. So they've got the players coming through the youth system, and then they lose them. They often lose them in high school and primary school. They go to New Zealand already. Yeah, and like early on in their career. But it is great for World Rugby. I agree with the law. It was specifically for the Pacific nations that they said it. Hello Vespa. Come Vespa.
Then the other discussion point, Elton Jantjies coming into the
not good news for
squad,
me. Come Vespa.
Hello Woofy.
Yeah. Go. It's a difficult thing because he is experienced. I don't know where he is at the moment. He's a good goal kicker. If it happens that Pollard is not fit at all,
he's currently injured.
I don't think it gives us a much smaller chance. I'm not going to say no chance or anything. He's a rugby player. He's there. He's been in the systems. He's never played a very, very good game starting for the Springboks. So that doesn't fill me with lots of hope going into a World Cup that he's there. A young, inexperienced Libbok at this level, obvious talent, obvious class, prone to mistakes when he's under pressure. Jantjie's more or less the same thing, prone to mistakes when he's under pressure, which makes me also think that maybe we should have looked at someone like Robert de Pre.
Robert de Pre as well, though.
In the Rugby Championship, give him a couple of minutes and see what happens.
I worry about Robert de Pre as well. I suppose
no.
I've got a little bit of a thing against him since he played for the Springboks against Wales.
Yeah.
And they charged down that kick to score the try in 2018.
No, he didn't have a good start as well.
Yeah.
But you've got to give
that was
a guy
his
a bit of
chance.
time.
Yeah,
it was his chance.
That was his chance. Don't give away. I mean, that's a ridiculous way to give away. I mean, we lost the game because of that.
Yes. Yeah, that's a pity. A fly-off is a huge worry. There's no one jumping out for me.
Yeah.
If you start talking about Cohen Bosch and these oaks, I mean, glaring issues in defence and this and that, and also not solid goal kickers. And I suppose you go back to someone who's played 46 tests for the Springboks in Elton Jantjies.
Yep.
Is the only way you can go.
And
I don't know what shape he's in, how he's looking, if he's completely fit and if he's up and running, but they probably wouldn't have picked him if he wasn't.
To make matters worse, Andre Pollard now confirmed out of the Rugby Championship.
Out of the entire Rugby Championship. Just came through now. I saw a message.
Yeah.
Can't repeat it.
Can't say the ugly word that...
Ugly word. Oh, my goodness. Yeah. So that means I would start Lebok. Just give him a go.
Yes, I like that. I like Willemse at fly off. But
he's injured.
He can't kick. He's also injured. He doesn't kick for posts well, I know, but he was good, I thought, in general play.
If he is fit halfway through, then I would say give Willemse a go. But at the moment, you just have to pick Lebok and you just have to back him.
It's going to be so disrupted now. This campaign, this Rugby Championship.
Yeah, it's going to be completely. It's going to be different. It's going to be different.
Like in 2019, kind of played with the same team from June until the World Cup,
Yeah, and with Pollard, sort of, it's like a Sexton vibe, He's just back for short stints. We have to find the replacement.
Yep.
And it's not jumping out at the moment. The obvious replacement.
Anyway, that's depressing. But should we quickly go over?
Let's pick Franco Smith's kid, John Smith.
Yes,
he kicks everything. Kicks everything from anywhere on the field. We're talking about the under-20 fly-off. That's basically what they did with Pollard. Throw that guy in there now.
Just put him in there.
Just put him in there. Tell him to pass, kick everything over, and freaking just win us a World Cup.
And we were saying it earlier about Derek Hoogaard. We're very happy to hear that he's doing better. Very happy to hear. But we were saying that he never became like a legend, but he was a decent fly-off. Why? Because he kicked everything over, and that's what we're lacking in many, at many of our unions.
Yes,
is a fly-off that kicks absolutely everything over.
Yeah, look.
And then that's what we maybe have now in this Sean Smith guy.
Yes, he makes me positive about.
He's kicking things over from the sideline.
Everything. Yeah, from everywhere.
And
he kicks the ball a mile out of hand, and
we needed him in that moment because the game was kind of turning south against Georgia.
Yeah.
He brought it back. Incidentally, Georgia beat England 2 weeks ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So they're not.
Yeah, no, it's their national sport. They're passionate about it.
Yeah.
It's a sport that will grow. So that's good for them. Under 20s tells you a lot about what the future can hold, possibly. We always have good under 20 teams.
Yes, touch wood at once.
Touch wood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, cool. Yeah. So
good luck, Hoogaard. We're not 100% sure what's happening there. We just wish that the guy is fine in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's it.
Cheers.
Cheers.